Okay, looks like we're back. I don't know what happened. Hello to you again there, Keone. So I don't know what happened. We got a little bit frozen and I had to restart. And as I was looking at the computer, we've got full like signal bars, but who knows? There's always some kind of issue here in YouTube land for live streaming. Now I did have an issue. We know how typically when I'm on the road and I'm using the phone to live stream, and I'm using the YouTube Studio to do the live streaming from the phone. And if we run into connection issues, it totally will like hang and then we're done. And then I have to restart. I had an experience the other day we do a live stream on Thursday nights about coffee and cigars. And on Thursday night's live stream, I normally use a different service for the stream there, but on Thursday night I used the phone and YouTube streaming. And I had an issue where the phone died because the battery had run out. So I replugged it in, restarted the phone, went back to the stream, and it held the connection. And I was like, and reestablished. I just continued on. And I was like, what is going on? I don't understand why it does that. But when we're, out somewhere and we lose signal strength, that it is, I don't know. I don't have any answers. I have no answers. Mom's with us again. Anton, Maku, we're back. I got Streusel Kitchen. We have streusel in the kitchen. Is that no kitchen? Kitchen is kitchen. Streusel. Oh, it sounds delicious. Whatever it is. Okay, so now let's make the coffee because I just noticed we're running 25 minutes and I've just been babbling. So we need our lower chamber. So we've got a lower chamber here. It has a tamper, superfluous tamper. And so who was made the comment that somebody else they saw on a forum that somebody else had the same issue with the grinder? See, and you guys think that I'm just making these things up. All right, let's go here now. Okay, now we've got this. They say to shake to distribute. And then we're going to tamp with this superfluous tamper that really isn't doing anything. Although maybe because this is, I said that last week and then I turned it over and it didn't move and, ended up looking like I don't know what I'm talking about. So I really don't. I give a twist here to clean it up and make a nice, smooth looking puck. Look at that. And this is a lot finer, I think, than we've ground the coffee for any of the previous brews. So maybe it'll help. You know what? Put it back in. We want to put the AeroPress filter here at the bottom because evidently, if it's not AeroPress, it's not soup, right? If it doesn't have this, it doesn't have the soup character that we're looking for. All right, now I'm going to put it in dry. And the thing I like about we tried wetting it last week. I don't know why you want to do that because then it slides around here because it kind of wedges itself in for the dryness. Then I think that's better. Okay, just making sure that the water is ready to go. Okay, shake, shake, shake. Level, now tamp. I'm still trying to figure out what's the good technique. Maybe just to put the top of it here and push down with your palm, but not give too much leverage and I always want to be conscious about not moving the wrist, right? Because we don't want to have repetitive stress disorders. So a little bit of a twist now. See that? Now that wasn't there before. But there it is. Our puck is ready to go. Now we're going to connect the two halves together, or the upper to the lower. And then there's these markings here that. Can you see that? I can't see them. There we go. You just want to line those up, and that just kind of says you should be good to go. We're going to use our little carafe. Turn the scale back on. Now we're going to want to add 80 milliliters of hot water. And I don't think time is necessarily a factor in this brew method. I think it's just a matter of one long slow pump, because this has a maximum pressure of 1 bar. Like it's designed not to give you more than 1 bar. So, and which is the component that makes this ideal for the soup aficionados, because they want that low pressure. All right, let's put this in our brew kettle. Now, I really put it in the brew kettle just so that I can modulate the temperature, right? The brew kettle is room temperature. The water is fresh off the boil. So it's like 212, and I want to just kind of bring it down to 200 or so Fahrenheit, or was it 98 Celsius or 95 Celsius? And this cool, and then that's why I also fill it up really high so that it helps to balance that out, right? Balance that out. All right, so now we're going to pour in 80 grams of water, which is also 80 milliliters. And it should prevent the flow from coming through. Let's watch the flow. Is there water coming through here? Nothing's come through yet, that's good. Oh, there's a little bit starting to drip through now. Guess I'm going to hurry up with this. More is dripping through. And I guess that's what you want. You want to hold it back. 80.7 on our gram scale. Then we're going to put this all together. I feel like there's pressure to like get it together, right? And then first thing we're going to do is do one long slow pump. Which is pushing most of the water out. Like I don't know what all this pump thing. And then now we're supposed to rapidly pump until it's all out, which it is. This thing works so efficiently well that like you don't really need. Some of these guys, they're pumping. What are you pumping? Like in my experience, it's like 2 pumps, everything's gone, and you're like, what are you doing? Surface tension? No surface tension. Now we've got our. Let's do a reveal. The reveal. This is your soup espresso. So this is what passes for espresso in modern coffee. This is why the coffee business is dying today. But let's look at it. Looks dark. Looks robust. Looks very, I don't know. Oh, it's cake with crumbs. Oh, I love cake with crumbs. I love that. Does it have cinnamon? Is it like what we would call coffee cake here in the United States? Cinnamon, and with a cinnamon sugar crustiness on the outside and soft, moist, chewy crumb. Oh. I love it. So they're nice and, I guess, viscous. I don't know. It looks dark and forbidding. So, tannic, strong, thick, intense. Is this what you like? This is what you like, Anton? I don't know about this. Oh, it's just too much, man. You know, it has. It's very tannic. It's very intense. It's very. But the intensity is so heavy that the brightness is diminished. The tannins, so the dryness on the finish on the palate is very much increased. Now in the video, the Intelligentsia cats did not talk about bypass for this particular brew, but man, I kind of feel like it needs it. Like, this is just like thick, intensely brewed coffee, like, which I guess that's what espresso is, but it lacks everything that's beautiful about espresso. Like, so there's intensity, there's thickness, I want to say there's body, but there's no body. There's just intensity. The body is thin and just fleeting. There's no real oomph. There's none. Wish I had the espresso machine running right now so we could like maybe pull a shot and see the difference. But this is just thickly brewed coffee. That's what this is. It's thickly brewed coffee. There is no. Okay. Now I'm going to go to superlatives. There is no universe that my persona exists in the multiverse that would consider this espresso. Thickly brewed coffee? Yes. Coffee that's in desperate need of bypass? Absolutely. But espresso? No. Would I serve something like this at Spro? Sure. It's an experience to have, but espresso? Come on, guys. Come on now, guys. So as it's cooling down a bit, there's more of a lemony, citrusy intensity to it. It's still very intense. I'm really desperate to like add bypass and make it more palatable. Like this is not a pleasurable drinking experience, right? It's not pleasurable. It's just not. It's just not. Power plant says, will this be the last rapid brew? Oh, no, my friend. No. We've got plenty more to come. Or are you getting bored? Like, if you're getting bored, if everyone's getting bored with all this rapid brewer, maybe we'll go to something else. Maybe we'll take a hiatus from it and come back. But there's still like at least two or three more recipes for us to explore. One with my basket. I'm still thinking about the basket, right? I'm still thinking about how this will work. I'm not experimenting with it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not one of those geeky like coffee guys that's going to be sitting around experimenting with it. And we're just going to do the experimentation live here to see like the raw power of like discovery and like the raw reaction of like, oh God, that was terrible. Like this is dismal failure. Nothing better than dismal failure live on YouTube, you know. Maku saying that seeing how you love coffee with blueberry notes, I'd be very interested in your opinion on the Ethiopian Dorato Bomba natural beans by Magnolia Coffee. I can send you a bag. Oh yeah, of course. Everything's an option here. If you don't mind, sure, send it to me. Send it to me. Message me on Instagram and we can connect there. What we don't want are the, 6 people that are watching to know all my details, right? Amaze such coffee and more bathwater. And if you do it right, it shouldn't be too much. As Anton, maybe try increasing the ratio. I mean, we will. Do pour over filter brews. Oh, you want more pour over filter brews? All right. Is there any sweetness? Was there any sweetness? That's a good question. Yes, there is some sweetness. It is, and it's a concentrated sweetness. But the first thing, now that it's cooling down, the sweetness is starting to come through a little bit more, or at least is more readily identifiable. Early on, it was just that intensity, bitter tannins. Tannins have toned down a little bit, or maybe my palate's just more used to it. Power plant says over-extracted by another name. It's called soup, not espresso. But I thought people say that this is soup espresso. I hear you, man. I hear you. Power plant is getting bored with all the Oxo. All right. Well, maybe we'll do something else for a little bit. I found that sweetness, as Anton, largely depends on the burrs and water. Magnesium is important for sweetness. But here's the don't get me wrong. So I understand that part of the enjoyment of for a good part of the quite a number of people, I think part of the enjoyment of the coffee making world is that experimentation, is that kind of like hunting to find that right burst set for that right grinder for the right coffee and all that. I don't know if I'm the kind of person that wants to promote that kind of thing too much, right? Like, because then it becomes more like a hunt for always a hunting for gear. And my thing is always like, what I'm really interested in is how do you get the most out of the gear that you have? Now, that's not to say we're not buying a lot of gear and like trying all kinds of things at any moment's notice, but I'm always hesitant to be that person that's, we must try these SSP burrs and all this, because it's like, it costs money. Not just necessarily that I don't want to spend the money, which I don't. I'd rather spend the money on other things like Popeyes. But oh, those of you not from the United States, Popeyes is a fried chicken company here in the United States. Louisiana style fried chicken, very good, my favorite. But you know, I do believe that you can buy. I do believe that you should be able to buy nice quality equipment at not terribly expensive prices and still be able to get very enjoyable coffee out of it. Because to me, a big part of the battle, at least a big part of the battle that I believe in, is that it's the sourcing of your coffee that's really going to give you more advantage over others, right? So, if I have nice quality burrs on a soup, like let's say we get the Zerno grinder, and I get the Zerno grinder with all the options, but my coffee selection is still kind of like I got the Kirkland house blend from Costco. Do I really want to get all the nuance out of the Kirkland Costco house blend? Right? That's kind of my thought. All right, let's do some bypassing because I just can't drink this anymore. It's just not. And how much bypass? I'm just going to go until I feel like it's good, which is maybe there. Let's try that. That was a lot. I added a lot to it. I increased the volume like 3 times. Oh, more pleasant. Now we're getting a little bit of light jamminess. Maybe I put too much water, or maybe I'm thinking that it's not intense enough because I had such intensity of the coffee. So light jamminess now. Now we're getting these brighter tones, lighter tones that are popular for new generations of coffee enthusiasts. Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot more palatable. Definitely now more of a juicy kind of grape character, like a purple grape kind of character to it. But still the tannin. That brightness is now tannic or dry, so that as the coffee goes down the gullet, it does leave a dryness on the palate. Our plant says such sigh. He's all out of power. I got all the power, just not for this fad brew. All right, tomorrow we'll try different. We'll do something different for tomorrow and come back to the Rapid Brewer later. All right, so now we've got the coffee. The other question is the cheddar cheese biscuits. The other day I went to, there's a kitchen store we have here called Williams Sonoma. Fancy kitchen store, fancy stuff at high prices, right? You can get fancy coffee brewing equipment there for high prices. You can get nice quality like cooking gear for high prices. But I like it. Sometimes they have things that I can't get elsewhere, like at the Restaurant Supply or at JB Prince. So I'll get it at Williams Sonoma. And, when I go to Williams Sonoma, I will stop by. I always look at their clearance stuff because I'm always looking for what's cheap. And this was on clearance. And this is the Cartwright and Butler cheddar cheese biscuits in a tin. They used to carry a lot of Fortnum and Mason, biscuits, which are, to my mind, are more like cookies. And I saw these and I was like, you know what? They come in tins that are similar, but they don't really carry much of the Fortnum's stuff. So they had this and it was on sale. So normally this is $20. And I was like, God, $20. I don't know if I'd pay $20, but $5 on sale, as you can see there. All right. I'll pay $5 to try these biscuits. So let's see here. What do they say about this? Here on the back, it says, Cartwright and Butler, when Gordon Arnett first opened his cake shop on the pretty Yorkshire town of Beverly, little did he know that over 70 years later, the family would still be dedicated to creating exceptional tea time treats. Ooh, this really should be with tea, shouldn't it? In pursuit of this, attention to detail is everything. And it is our promise to you that every one of our products is of the very highest quality. And I don't doubt that. There's a lot of times these biscuits that I get from English purveyors, is usually pretty darn good. All right, let's see. We're going to open it here. There's a little bit of I'm just going to cut that. Good. with my cocaine nail. And we're going to open, I should open it. Let's do the unboxing here. Unboxing. See, I can put coffee in this now or something. Now, cheddar cheese biscuits, I'm used to eating like, regular biscuits and like sweet biscuits, but cheddar cheese sounds pretty strange. Oh, this is why they're selling it. Look at this. On the bag, cheddar cheese biscuits. Does that mean it was made August 22nd, August 22? Anyway, whatever the case may be. Best before August 22, 2025. So these are expired. These are expired. Oh, look at that. They're little tiny crispy things. These must be the English version of the American Cheez-Its crackers. So we have our biscuit, we have our cheddar nuggets that are on top. Does that go with coffee? Oh. Kind of like a fancier Cheez-It with very similar flavor. Oh. All right, that's fun. I think I'm going to prefer it with Coke, Diet Coke, Diet Coke. Strange, but interesting. Oh. All right, that's not bad. That's not bad. And this is what you say, power plant, tell us how you... And British nomenclature around food is strange and annoying. Well, that's only because, we come from the American perspective. I'm sure they're like, it's our language, dude. How would they say that? It's our language. Mate. Yeah, very much like English Cheez-Its. At a much higher price. Like, I think if you bought a box of Cheez-Its today, I think it's like $3.50. But like the Cheez-Its, strangely addictive. I might sit here and pound the whole thing. All right, there. I like the soup better as a bypass Americano. But, as with anything, it's worth trying. Trying new things to different recipes to see what you like. You probably may not like all the recipes. You might find one that you like, and you might find you hate the rest. And that's all right. That's all part of it. Example, pudding is not pudding. Mincemeat is not... Mincemeat pie is not meat. Oh, that's right. It's not, is it? I don't think they call it mincemeat pie, though. I thought they just call it mince. But I hear you. You are heard there, my man. All right, so I guess that's going to be it for today. The Oxo Cold Brew Soup Espresso. Anton's probably sitting there like, it's not espresso. It's not espresso. Stop saying that. Soup espresso, because they use an espresso machine. And everybody talks about it being espresso, like you're trying to cheat on espresso. Is it good? Sure, it's great. It's awesome. It's awesome. All the famous YouTubers and coffee are loving it. So you should love it too. Oh, look at this. By the way, it gives some interesting cratering. I haven't really been looking at it. Look at that. You can see where the water is being pressurized harder out of the shower screen. Andrew says Pepperidge Farm goldfish rather than Cheez-Its. Oh, that's the fancy stuff, man. Like, that's for guys that live in D.C., man. I can't afford Pepperidge Farm. Black pudding is not dessert. Oh, yeah, that is not dessert. That is for sure. That is for certain. That is for certain. Cutie, there was something it just occurred to me. There was something I was thinking about the other day that I wanted to run by you, but now I don't remember. I'll remember maybe tomorrow. Maybe I'll remember one day in the future. Anyway, whether you have Pepperidge Farm or Cheez-Its or even these, Cartwright and Butler, these are actually pretty good. I do like it. I'm enjoying it. Although I will say, while cheddar biscuits and coffee is nice, and they say tea, and I imagine that if I had my Earl Grey tea or Jubilee tea, it would be nice too. But the nature of this biscuit is such that I think the greatest pleasure for me would be to eat this with Diet Coke. Cold Diet Coke, so that it's like burning as it goes down your throat. And like, because I think that the phosphoric acid in the Coke is what makes the balance work. Like, you eat fatty stuff and that phosphoric acid just burns it away. Bad for you. You know, everything about Coke is bad for the body, but for the culinary soul, I think it's nothing beats it. All right. That's going to be it today. Yorkshire tea is my favorite from British Style Tea. Ah, understood. That was our soup, our biscuits. We'll be back again tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern, with more of the coffee Q&A. And your mother always says to finish your food before you start talking. I'm not very good at that. So that's pretty much it for today. Thank you for tuning in. Be back again tomorrow. So I hope you have a wonderful one wherever you are in the world. And see you then. Fix the grinder. Forget. Come on now. You know me already.